Happy Monday. If you're watching on replay, put it in the comments, #replay. I'm gonna get my video set up here. I got a little sidetracked for a minute, so I'm a little bit late. So I apologize about that. There we go. Okay. Hi, Patty. As you pop on, tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. Hi, Holly. Hi, John. Tell me what you did this weekend. Maybe you were retreating. Maybe you were doing some other fun things. We had a pretty busy weekend running back and forth to Bay City. Hi, Brenda, Vicky, Mama, Patty finishing the Northwest top. Excellent. Sorry, my microphone feels like it's not staying in my ear. I don't want it to fall out. We'll give everybody a minute or two since I started a little bit late. Hi, Sherry. Holly, making a blippy hat, attempting my own pattern made with Rios. Cool. Cindy, you're in California. Awesome. I hope it's warmer there than it is here. Shar, working on baby blankets. Nicole, working on your vest. Oh, you're going to get it done way in plenty of time. Jenny, the MCal. Hi, Aunt Jackie. E, working on a baby sweater. Awesome. Lisa, the MCal and socks. Oh, you guys have all kinds of good projects going on. I love it. Terry, working on your knit weave cowl. Yes, I was telling the ladies this weekend, and I think I may have said it on here, that I love that so many people have loved that pattern and that design with our custom yarn. I just got an email today from Brenda and Heather that said the next batch of that yarn, it should be on its way to me in the next day or so. So I'm excited about that. Holly trying to decide what you're doing with Clue 1. Suzanne's working on a pumpkin. Let's see. Joyce finished rosewood sweater. Excellent. Another tentacular hat. Hi, Oriana. Hi, Tammy. The second border for the blanket. Yes. Okay, so I better get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is October 9th, 2023. My name is Kristen, and I am the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SBRC Marketplace. Lee is working on hats and sweaters for the grands. Fun. Shonda's working on a tessellated vest. Well, working on a shawl. Awesome. I see we have more people on YouTube. As a reminder, if for some reason there's a glitch and you're watching on Facebook, you can hop over to YouTube and watch us there live also. And the reverse is also true. If for some reason the YouTube feed goes wonky or you can't get it anymore, you can pop over to Facebook and see us that way. Marianne working on the bakery's tea in raspberry jam. Awesome. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Okay, so back on track. Marketplace hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you come for the farmers market, I believe they are down back to their no more Monday farmers markets. So if you had to come down on a Monday in the past, can't do that now. But the outdoor farmers market goes through the end of this month, and they are Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And their hours are different from ours, so make sure you don't confuse the two. So this weekend was, well, I haven't talked to you guys in a couple weeks because we had seen your pictures last weekend too. So on the 1st, we participated in the virtual yarn crawl, the Have a Ball Fall Crawl, and had a really great time. Chatted with some good people. I've met new customers, which is awesome. And I really like the way they set it up. I mean, at the beginning of every session, Sunny, who is kind of the main host, has a map of the basically North America because it spans the US and a few shops in Canada. And she has this little VW bus and she'll show like, you start, the first shop is in California, and then you go across and the second shop is in Michigan and the third one is in Texas or whatever. So it's a fun little thing that really gets you feeling like you're road tripping from shop to shop. And it's fun to see the different personalities. Each shop is very different. Each shop has its own unique style. I think it's fun just to kind of check all that out. And a lot of the shops like us feature a few things that are just kind of unique and special to their shop, which is kind of neat. So when you see that pop up next year, it might be something you think about doing. It was only $10 and there were 24 shops that participated, I think. So each shop got a 45-minute segment and it was spread over a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one weekend, and then Saturday, Sunday, the next weekend. And there are a bunch of prizes that get given away. I just mailed out the last of our prizes. Well, they're in my car. They'll go out tomorrow. So kind of a fun little thing. Then I wasn't on here last Monday because Victoria had her senior pictures, which went really well. I will have to get her permission to see if I can share a few of them on the shop page. Just, I know some of you have seen little sneak peeks here and there, but we finally got the official sneak peeks from the photographer and they look amazing. I mean, most of you have seen her. It's not hard to photograph her if she's in the mood for it. But I was showing pictures to somebody later in the week last week, and they said, did she take pictures with anything that you knit for her? And it didn't even occur to me, you guys. I don't know why it didn't even occur to me to do fall pictures and have her in a sweater that I made for her or something, or a hat that I don't know what I was thinking. So I tried to do some impromptu photos like the ones I posted yesterday of her in that rainbow sweater. Tried to do some little artsy ones because at least that was something that I made. I know it does fly. Yeah, you think when the shop opened, she was 9 and playing in the back room with Barbies with Lily. I think it's fun how many of you have been along for the journey and seen her growth. And it's like she has a whole bunch of little aunties around. It's a village. You all are part of our village and we love it. Then this past weekend, Karen and Deb, for quite a bit of time, actually, were in Bay City at the Courtyard by Marriott for the Knit One, Love One retreat. So this retreat is put on by Lori B. I can never pronounce her last name. I could spell it for you, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so I don't want to butcher it. But Lori has put on this retreat for quite a few years. She's kind of got it down to a science on how things run. She's got classes. She has fun games. She's got prizes. They do some of their meals together and some separately. A few people attended this time who lived locally, so they were able to pay a fee to attend the retreat, but not have to pay to stay at the hotel, which was kind of cool. But if you're looking for retreat ideas for next year, it's something to keep in mind. It's usually the end of September, the beginning of October. I don't normally get the dates from her until after the first of the year, but I really am going to try to have the flyers here as soon as possible because I have had people express interest. So Karen was over there, set up, we set up like a supplies table for if people needed things, they could just pop right over and get all kinds of notions, or, we take some like our custom yarns stuff that a lot of the people at the retreat, because they're from out of town, would not have seen otherwise if they hadn't been in the shop. You know how it is. Sometimes you get someplace and you just want to put your slippers on and your pajama pants and not go anywhere for a couple days. So I don't blame them one bit. We do usually get to meet quite a few of the ladies. They stop here on their way up, either on Wednesday or Thursday. The retreat goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They check in Thursday evening. And then the actual retreat part of it starts Thursday night and then pretty much winds down Saturday night. They check out Sunday morning. So a pretty neat thing. And I appreciate the fact that they let us participate and they embrace Karen and now embrace Deb with gusto and make them feel like they're part of it. Bring Nick to the shop and they were babies. Yes, babies. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm working on. I am working on the Stephen West mystery knit along. There has been some discussion about his first clue. He revamped things a little bit. I respect his decisions as a designer, that he made a decision that he thought was best, and I don't fault him for it one bit. So the design for the first clue changed a little bit from more of a, it didn't necessarily look like a flying geese quilt thing, but it looked kind of like a quilt square to me, but other people had different feelings about it, which is their right. So he revamped the first clue and we're doing more of a center out gradient square. So I've got 4 colors, like 4 purpley colors. The variegated one is our custom color from Dreaming Color this year. So I'm slowly working on that. I liked it when it was the other version better in terms of it was all garter. This is all garter too, but it was done flat. So you knit every row, where this you have to knit a row and purl a row, which, yeah, maybe it's a little bit more engaging, but you guys know me. I'm not a big fan of purling. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm on a purl row. But this will, this is the first clue that came out Thursday. The revamped one came out Saturday, I believe. Friday or Saturday. Friday. And then this coming Thursday will be clue 2. There are 4 clues total, so it will go 4 weeks over the month of October. And he has kind of teased that there are going to be different textures, so it won't all be garter, which is fun. But I don't know. Rail fence pinwheel, thinking as a quilter. Yeah, pinwheel is kind of a good way to put it. But you know, to each their own. Yeah, I did too, but people saw things differently and I understand. So I'm working on that. I am also, well, I was until the knit along started. I was working on my Hito Fude. And I made some pretty good progress on it. Finally had some knitting time. And of course, it's in the middle of a row, because why wouldn't it be? I haven't looked at it in a week. But let's see. And I have 2 strands of yarn going at the same time. So there is, look at it from the back. This is the collar up at the top, the sleeves, and now I'm knitting down the back of the sweater. So it's an open front cardigan. You can see how the fronts are growing. They're getting a little bit wider. So actually, that's the collar up there. So it'll be more like that. And you can tell with what I like about using the gradient yarn is you can really see, if you know a gradient goes light to dark, you can look at this and see how the construction is. So it started with the white. We knit a big rectangle in the white and then seam it. So it's folded in half. At that point, you pick up for this collar. So that's kind of a light blue. Bind off those stitches and then you start working down the body. So the rest of the body is going to be that gradient. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks so far. The rest of it is fairly similar in color. They're getting a little sloppy because I'm pulling from the middle. There's not a whole lot of variation within the rest, but that's fine. I mean, it's definitely graphic enough that it doesn't need a ton of more color, but I think it turned out really, Really cool. So maybe if I get my act together and I get the clue done for the mystery knit along, I can get back and at least get to an end of a row so I can show it off to you guys. So those are what I'm working on. I didn't finish anything. I am wearing a finished thing, but I did not make it. It is something that we're going to talk about though. So for the retreat, Kelly, who is one of the owners of Crafty Lady Trio down in Macomb. I know they're off Hall Road. That's all I can ever remember. In the greater Detroit area, because I'm a northerner. And then Sheila from Dragonfly Fibers out in Essexville. Technically it's Bay City, but it's right on the border. We collaborated and each of us contributed a skein of yarn to go into a kit to make a shawl. And I have a few of the kits left. We only did 30 kits total. They were released or revealed at the Knit One Love One retreat this last weekend. Crafty Lady Trio participates in it also. So I have a few kits left, which means they now are available for purchase for anybody. So I have each kit has the exact same contents. They are in a project bag and there are a few different styles of project bag. But the pattern is called Stay a While by Louise Zaspangam. Sorry, it's on a little bit of a shiny paper. But so this is, Kelly did a really cool little write-up. And I think, oh, that one's in 3 colors. I think the original said it was only in 2 colors. And I'll take it off and show it to you in a minute. But so Kelly wrote this little found your village kit is what she's calling it. So it says finding you found your village is something that even in a fiber world, we must have. Having this amazing kit bringing together 3 shops in unity to support and build each other up. While some look at other stores as competitors, we look at each other as how do we help each other grow? Having the ability to sit down and talk business and ideas is where this idea stemmed from, and we look forward to making this a quarterly kit for everyone. So the 3 skeins of yarn, the skein that we included is from Wonderland Yarns, and this is the last of our custom colors for this year that you guys have not seen yet. So this one has been sitting in the back room since the summer because we knew we had these kits that we were doing and thought it would be perfect for that. It's called Saginaw Standard Graffiti. And it's this sky blue. And then it's got splashes of the red and the yellow and a little bit deeper blue. So you really get that kind of the graffiti look from the building. For those of you who don't remember, let me go grab that. I'll be right back. So yes, I'm digressing a little bit from the kits, but I want to talk about the yarns. So this was our photo inspiration for this year. And especially if you look at this Pegasus one, you get a lot of that vibe, which I think is really cool. So it's Wonderland Yarns, which of course we like. We will have these individual skeins for sale also. I had 50 total, 30 went into these kits. So I do have a few left on their own. Hi, Tony. So what Marianne, which is their sock fingering base, 475 yards, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. So this was our contribution to the kit. And it's so fun to see. It really is fun to see yarns sitting next to each other and then see the yarns knit up because it's sometimes not what people expect. Kelly from Crafty Lady Trio has her own yarn line. And so she dyed this. It's just bee fibers. and she named hers Found My Village. Is this beautiful like harvest gold with some little speckles of green and little dashes of orange. There's even a little bit of brown in there, which is really neat. And then Sheila from Dragonfly, her contribution was Adelaide Fiber Company, which I believe is a Michigan dyer. So that's cool. And it's a tweed. It's a beautiful tweed, you guys. Look at how gorgeous this is. It's got some kind of gray blues and the browns. So they're all fingering weight yarns. Tony got your zodiac yarn Saturday at the retreat. Awesome. So this is the 3 yarns. And it's not very easy to look at it and see how the 3 of them would play well together. But this is what it turned into. Oh, she's at Michigan Dyer. Excellent. So this is what did I say the name of it was? It's right here. Stay a While. So Louise Zasbangham she has kind of a series of patterns that are sort of a simple knit with a cute little picot edge. There's one called Knit Night that just, you cast on at the beginning of each row and it gets a little bit wider. So this is an interesting shape and an interesting construction, I guess. So it starts, I think Kelly knit this. I didn't knit this, so I'm not sure. It starts down in this little corner. See the little picot edge? Look how cute that is. And it's written to have beads. So Kelly put beads on there, every other one. You guys know we have a lot of beads. So Noel. Okay, excellent. So the kits are $110. We have 7 of them, I think, left. So you knit and increase. You've got one straight edge, but then you're increasing on every other row and striping. So this first section is the tweed and the gold. Those 2 striped together. Then when you get to the halfway point, you do a few rows of garter and then you switch from stockinette to reverse stockinette. What I like about this is like when you hold it like this, it looks a little bit odd, but wearing it, you know how sometimes when you wrap something around, you always have one end that looks really nice and the other end that kind of, you have to fight with it to flip it around. Because of the way this is constructed, you don't really have to do that. So the second half is with our blue and the brown, and it just plays so well together. So once you get to that, the second half, you start decreasing back down again. It's kind of a rectangle, but not. I mean, I guess it is kind of a rectangle. It is a rectangle. But wearing it, all this hair, you guys. Look at that. You can see the stripes on both sides. And this is kind of fun. In the middle, you get the reverse side, the purl side of the stockinette too. So I have the kits available. They come in a project bag. There are 3 different styles of project bags. I've got, I'll show them to you, but I've got one that's got puppy paw prints, 2 that have kind of a geometric graphic design, and then 4 that are sheep. So, and they're big, like, I don't know, I call them pillowcase style drawstring bags. So big old bags. And like I said, every kit has the same thing inside. You get a little note, which also includes a write-up about each shop. You get the project bag, you get a printout of the pattern. Sheila from Dragonfly put a little coupon in there. So that's fun. And then they also included one of the pieces of floss. I don't know if you can see it in there. One of the pieces of floss to string your beads. It does not have the beads, but we have a bead store right down the hallway and have access to plenty of beads. So this is the one with the little puppy paw prints, and it's pretty big. It's definitely a sweater size bag. So we've got one of those. We've got two of these little graphic, I don't know what they are, but they're fun. Little hugs and kisses, and I don't know, it says dot, got little arrows and some little scissors. And the sheep. And it is a drawstring. It's kind of a tough drawstring, but there's a little sheep. And balls of yarn. They kind of go sideways, don't they? And they go every which direction. So, like I said, we've got 765 kits left. And as far as I know, once they're gone, they're gone. The one thing I didn't confirm with Kelly was whether she was dyeing any more of that gold yarn for anything else. But ours is one of this year's limited colors. So when it's gone, it's gone. Oh, let's see. So the skeins on their own are $29.50 for those of you who are curious. So I do have maybe a dozen extra skeins. So I think that's really fun, you guys. It was a great idea. And like it says in her little write-up, we are kind of hoping maybe this can be a quarterly club sort of thing. We're just going to kind of see how this one goes, what kind of feedback we get. It was just a lot of fun to put together and to work with other shops and see everybody thrive and succeed. We're all women-owned businesses. We're all small businesses. And like I said, just kind of like that virtual yarn crawl, every shop has its own personality, has its own strengths and weaknesses. And I don't know. It's just something that I'm really thankful to be a part of. So Melissa says we have 2 sheep bags and 2 shapes bags left. One of the other things that we got in. So I do want to say, if you're not watching this live, or if you're watching this live and we sell out of the other 4, put it in the comments that you're still interested in one. I am going to reach out to Sheila from Dragonfly to see if she has any of them left. If she does, then I will send you her way. So just something to keep in mind, or I guess you can go her way on your own. But so we each got 10 kits. So it's kind of cool. All right. So one of the new things we got in the store was another version of our little Swedish, I don't know what you call them, Swedish cloths. These things, the more I'm out and about, the more I see them everywhere. These little these are from Gleaner, the company that we deal with for the fabric cleaners. But they come in these 2 packs, and they look like, I don't know what they look like. They look like when you were a kid and you made paper with a screen and you kind of just mashed it all down, because they're pretty sturdy on their own. But these things, when you get them soft, they puff up, they absorb so much water. We have dropped a Keurig, what do you call that thing? Not a carafe. What's the thing that holds the water? I can't think of what it's called. We've dropped one of those on the floor in the back room, and 1 or 2 of these will soak up all that water. In addition to being very absorbent, soakable was the word I was coming to. They're dishwasher safe, so you can throw them in the dishwasher on the top rack, and it disinfects them and cleans them. You can throw them in the laundry, of course, also. It says it replaces up to 15,000 sheets of paper towels with these things. We have them, they need to be washed. Karen took a couple and cut them into quarters And this is what we have on the table at the shop for anybody that comes in with like the non-insulated cold drink, that's gonna have condensation and sweats everywhere. You throw one of these under there, it absorbs all the water. There's nothing to clean up afterwards. You're not worrying about getting your yarn wet or your pattern wet. So we have a bunch of these. It's $14 for the set of 2. Absorbs 15 times its weight. Economical. Debbie Sawicki and I were talking about these this weekend. She was at the retreat and how she's got quite a few sets of these and has them all over her kitchen and uses them for pretty much everything, wiping the counters, doing the dishes. So the set that we got before, and then we have a few left, it's kind of nature and camping. And it's really just a variety of things. And each one is different. So it's $14 for the set of 2. There's a little camping one. Those might be the only designs I have of those ones left. But we just got a new batch that are all fiber based. And look at these, you guys. They're so cute. And again, we only got 1 or 2 of each, so they're all very different. Look at that one, looks like quilt blocks. Some are sewing, some are knitting or fiber related, which I think is cool. Sewing is cheaper than therapy. We had a whole stack. Now we don't have very many left. Sociopath. They're so fun. And so it begins. We had them at the retreat this weekend, so it looks like a lot of the knitting ones went away. Stay fluffy. Look at how cute. And then what's in the back of this one? There's little sheeps. So each one has 2 different designs on it. We have those here in the shop. Let us know if you want some. It's kind of a hit or miss which designs we have here because I just get them as a big variety pack. But they're a really neat little fun thing to have. That actually stuff like that would be good for a hostess gift or housewarming gifts, holiday gifts when you need something small and you're not sure what to get for somebody. Kind of a fun thing. Okay, what else do I have to do? Oh. Is that really it? So I will kind of try and retell a story that Deb just told me, and it was something that Lori talked about this weekend. Lori, the organizer of the Knit One Love One retreat, and I know a few of you watching were there, so hopefully I don't massacre it too much. But Lori chooses a theme every year, and this year, her theme was the power of words, and she sent one of the signs home with us, which I think is so cool. And it's got a snowflake. It says, "You are beautiful. The high vibrations from positive words create beautiful water crystals." Isn't that so cute? So Lori had these hanging around at the retreat. And the story she told is that there was a scientist who decided he was going to study water. And if different environmental things had an effect on it, specifically music, playing music around the water. You hear these stories about like plants, talking to your plants, playing music, that sort of thing. But he played music for some of them. I think some were in silence. Some had like positive things said toward them. Some had negative things said toward them. I should have read about this a little bit more, but I think it's kind of a good concept to embrace. He froze each of the containers of water and studied the crystals that formed in each of those. And the ones that had more of the positive atmosphere formed these beautiful, perfectly imperfect crystals, snowflake style crystals. The ones that had more of the negative or just the ignored effect had very like sharp, jagged, not as well organized formations in there. And I just think it's like so many things in life. Our words matter, the vibrations we put out into the universe matter. And we try to keep that in mind here at the shop. And I think a lot of you feel it. Malcolm, I don't know if he played Bridge Over Troubled Water for them. I don't know. I'd play some ABBA for it if I wanted it to be happy music. So I guess that's just kind of my point is I think we provide a community like that here, and I know you guys feel it. We get comments about it, and I love it, and I appreciate each and every one of you being part of it. So thank you for that. Last thing I wanted to talk about was local businesses that we supported. So in Midland, there's a coffee shop / yarn shop, Stranded Coffee and Yarn. They are not open on Sundays, and V and I found out that there's a coffee shop, a different coffee shop almost right next door called Boomerang Coffee. So we popped in there and got coffee and pastries for breakfast. And kind of a fun fact, if you're over that way on a Sunday, I think they do it every Sunday. Their hot drinks are buy one, get one free. So that was a pleasant surprise. And we got coffee before we headed to Northwood to their International Auto Show. For those of you who are not local, Northwood University is a business school in Midland, and they put on, it's the largest outdoor international auto show in the country. Internationally. I should know I went there, but I didn't go for automotive stuff. So it was a chilly day. It was a little breezy yesterday, but at least the sun was out, and it did warm us up a little bit. But that's why I posted the pictures yesterday of us in our sweaters. It was definitely sweater weather. And I think pretty much moving forward, it's sweater weather. So we went to check that out at Northwood, and then we stopped at Creation Coffee after, because my child can never have enough coffee. I mean, she works at Barnes and Noble, so she's constantly drinking caffeinated beverages up till 11 o'clock at night. The life of a teenager, you guys. It's something else. Yeah. So I think that's all I have to talk about this week. I feel like there should have been more. I think I was trying to kind of limit it a little bit. So I do know, like I mentioned, the Brenda and Heather batch of the sport weight yarn that we used for the knit weave cowl, which is, oh, you can't see her. I can't reach it either. You can see a little corner of her right there. With the gradient color changing yarn. The next batch of that is supposed to be on its way to us. The next batch of yarn from Wonderland, which is this company, but not this color. The batch that we got, that's the assigned pooling yarn, that is supposed to be on its way to us this week also. So we're getting some of our custom stuff back in stock. I know some of you pre-ordered that, and we will be in touch with you as soon as it's here. We have it in our hot little hands. We will get it to your hot little hands. Okay. That's it for tonight. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope that you are inspired to start something new or finish something that's been on the needles or the hooks for a little while. Just make some progress, be creative. You too, Jackie. I hope everybody has a great week. And if I don't see you in the shop sometime this week, I will see you here back on the regular again next Friday at 7, next Monday. Oh, you guys, next Monday at 7, we'll see you. All right. Have a good night, everybody.